Hello, everyone. Today, we'll examine another tragic case together. On April 7th, 1993, millions of people mourned the death of the dream girl, Divya Bharti, who was only 19. The news stunned everyone. Her death is still a mystery to this day. Many mysteries in Indian cinema have remained unsolved, including the death of Divya Bharti. An actress who was always upbeat and made others laugh died quietly, leaving her death a mystery. Divya Bharti entered the film industry in order to avoid having to study, which she had never enjoyed. After breaking numerous records with her first film, Babli Raja, she found herself flooded with film scripts. Divya Bharti's film career spanned only 3 years, yet her first appearance in Indian cinema earned her the nickname Copy of Sri Devi due to her striking resemblance to the then-top actress Sri Devi. In her first year of career, Divya Bharti appeared in 10 films, which is a remarkable feat in and of itself. Divya Bharti appeared in 14 films in total, 3 of which released after her death. She had appeared in more than 80% of these films. Divya Bharti also appeared in 6 South Indian films, bringing her total filmography to 20. Not only that, but when she died, she had signed contracts for 12 upcoming films. Divya Bharti once worked on a film with Govinda, a famous actor. Govinda introduced Divya Bharti to Sajid Nadyadwala at that time. Following this, Sajid Nadyadwala and Divya Bharti became increasingly close and eventually fell in love. They got married on May 10th, 1992. This marriage was very private, with only a few people in attendance. Divya Bharti had embraced Islam and performed this marriage in an Islamic manner. Divya Bharti, whose career was at its zenith at the time, concealed her marriage from the public out of fear that it would ruin her career. Because an actress's fan base used to be larger before marriage and then gradually decreased after marriage, as a result, Divya Bharti and Sajid Nadyadwala decided to announce their marriage after some time. However, it is also claimed that Divya Bharti did not want to hide her marriage from the public, but she did not tell anyone about it at the request of her husband, Sajid Nadyadwala. Following this, Sajid Nadyadwala purchases a flat for Divya Bharti in Mumbai. Divya Bharti lived alone in this flat, and her brother Kunal Bharti would occasionally pay her a visit. Following her death, it was discovered that the flat in which Divya Bharti used to live had not been registered in either her or Sajid Nadyadwala's names. It was under someone else's name. Divya Bharti used to live in a 5th-floor Tulsi apartment. Her apartment was a 3-bedroom one. On April 5th, Divya Bharti was filming in Hyderabad. After finishing the shoot, she returned to Mumbai in the afternoon. During the shoot, she sustained a minor leg injury. Following this incident, she purchased another flat in Mumbai, which made her even happier. She told her brother about the flat. Divya Bharti informed her brother Kunal Bharti that the entire family will now live in the same place. All of these things happened on April 5th. She had scheduled a shoot for the following day, April 6th. However, due to a leg injury, she was unable to attend the shoot and convinced the producer to postpone it for one day. On the same day, April 5th, 1993, Divya Bharti's friend Nita Lula, who also designed her dress, receives a call informing her that she needs to speak with her about the upcoming film Andolan. Divya Bharti invites her to her home because she has injured her foot and is unable to go outside. Around 9 p.m., Nita Lula and her husband, Sheem Lula, visit Divya Bharti's flat to meet her. That day, only Divya Bharti and her maid, Amrita, were at home. Following that, Nita Lula and Sheem sit in the drawing room with Divya Bharti to discuss the dress. There were 4 people in the house. Divya Bharti, her maid Nita, and Sheem Lula occupied the house. Nita Lula, her husband Sheem, and Divya Bharti were drinking and talking together. Divya Bharti drank rum that day, while Nita Lula and Sheem Lula drank scotch. The maid was preparing snacks in the kitchen, so everyone was eating, drinking, and conversing at the same time. So we were drinking, and one of the maids was preparing snacks. Divya Bharti continued to call her maid and ask for snacks. She even went to the kitchen 2 or 3 times for snacks. Everyone leaves around 11 p.m. Now, all 3 of them had consumed a significant amount of alcohol, with Divya Bharti being the one who had overindulged. Following that, Divya Bharti heads to the kitchen. In this Tulsi apartment, There was only one window near the kitchen that did not have an iron grill. When Divya Bharti goes into the kitchen, she sits with her back to the kitchen window and her face to the inside. The wall on which Divya Bharti sat was 12 inches wide. As previously stated, Divya Bharti had consumed a large amount of alcohol that night, which impaired her balance and caused her to fall from the window. Before continuing, quickly subscribe to the channel. This is strange. You have not subscribed to the channel yet. Quickly subscribe to it. Divya Bharti fell in the parking lot, but there were no cars parked there that night, so she hit the ground directly. Divya Bharti fell from the window, and the maid screamed loudly. Nita and her husband, Shuryam, were in the living room at the time, watching television. Divya Bharti had previously gone to the kitchen several times to get something and returned, but this time she did not return. According to the maid, the entire incident lasted 3 minutes. Furthermore, no car was present in the parking lot. If there had been a car parked there, she might have received fewer injuries, and her life would have been saved. When she fell downstairs, Divya Bharti was still breathing, prompting her immediate transfer to nearby Cooper Hospital. After examining Divya Bharti, the doctor declared her dead, which surprised Nita Lula and her husband, Shyam Lula. The news of Divya Bharti's death spread slowly across India. At first, no one believed that Divya Bharti was no longer with them. Then, every TV channel broadcast the news of Divya Bharti's death, leading people to believe she had passed away. Following that, a police team interrogated everyone in the house, including those who were still inside. The release of the post-mortem report a few days later revealed that the impact of hitting the ground was the cause of death. During their investigation, the police questioned a large number of people but found no evidence. Law enforcement concluded it was an accident and closed the case. Following that, several theories emerged. Divya Bharti's husband, Sajid Nadiadwala, had some underworld connections that may have contributed to her depression, so she took this step. Another theory is that Sajid Nadiadwala's parents disliked Divya Bharti because she was younger and did not match their social status. Divya Bharti's parents also stated this sometime later, but there was no solid evidence to support the claim. Following that, the third theory emerges. It was murder. Following this, the police thoroughly examined all the evidence and investigated every aspect of the case, but they found no concrete evidence of a murder, leading them to close the case after some time. On April 5, 1993, Divya Bharti passed away, and her family received her remains back on April 7, 1993. On the same day, she also exercised her final rites. At the time, nearly half of Mumbai had come to see her final rites, as a very bright star had said today, who had begun her career at the age of 16, married at the age of 18, and died at the age of 19.